decided to start carnivore diet, and I will give you a couple tips what I learned when I started carnivore diet. I think you need to understand what carnivore diet is. For me, carnivore diet is elimination diet. You can be for maybe 1 or 3 months on this carnivore diet, or can be on your lifetime if you decide so. For 3 months or more, sometimes people stay to understand what food triggers their immune system to inflammation in their body, what they are allergic to. It's normally elimination diet. It's a diet what I was called sometimes, if you know diet Whole30, it's almost same concept, but this is diet little bit more less food you can eat on this diet. I want to say what is carnivore diet is. Carnivore diet is a restriction diet that only included meat, fish, and other animal foods like eggs and certain dairy products. Included all other food, included fruits, vegetables, legumes, grains, nuts, and seeds. In carnivore diet, you normally can only eat meat. You can add a little bit cheese. You can drink coffee and tea, but this some people describe you need to eliminate. By myself, I drink coffee. My husband drink a coffee. We do not drink our tea. We drink coffee. You can include eggs and cheese. Too, it's needed be like cheese, milk products needed be minimum. First step I will say you needed to do, it's first step, and I think it's most important step, it's clean your refrigerator and pantry. Why I'm talking about this? You do not need to have trigger food or trigger you to have in your house. Like I do not have so much trigger food. For me, trigger food it's a cake, more sweet, and you normally you doesn't have all cake in the refrigerator. But if you do have a cake and you trigger by cake, you need to throw away. My husband have favorite food, it's almond butter and peanut butter. This need to be thrown away. Some trigger food which you can't stop eating, if it will be stay, thinking about this way, if this food stay on your countertop on a kitchen and you go by a couple times, do you trigger to grab a spoon and pick up or eat this or taste this, like maybe a piece of chocolate or some kind of different stuff? Like I will say a piece of chocolate, for me sometimes it's trigger. I'm really sweet tooth and I need it was eliminate from my kitchen. So days will be coming up when you maybe in a bad mood or somebody really upset you, and you remember this time when you are really, I will say, happy when you grab something, your favorite food to grab and eat, and you will be have these memories where you want to be happy right now. And if you have a trigger food in your house, you definitely going to grab and figure out how cheating on your carnivore diet. This is number one. Some food you can maybe keep in the refrigerator, or some food you can keep in a pantry, like rice. You don't going to cook rice for 20 minutes to have a rice, or some kind of different foods. Like vegetables for me was important. I do really like it, and I can mention it. It's spaghetti squash. I definitely like spaghetti squash, and I like it puree spaghetti squash, but I don't going to cook spaghetti squash. If I have it in a pantry right now, what I don't, but if I do have it, I know I don't going to cook. But I have in the beginning, I have spaghetti squash in my pantry when I start, but I don't going to cook. It take it too long to cook. When you trigger this stuff, normally you will grab for fast food, what easy to grab, immediately to have pleasure, immediately to have satisfaction. This is number one. Clean your pantry, clean your refrigerator, and clean another thing. What you need to clean your stock doors, where you may be hiding food from your husband, hiding food from your children, or somewhere else you have, maybe like I have sweet tooth, where I have little bit stuck food, nobody knows, and sometimes if I'm in a bad mood, I can grab it and eating. Clean your house, I will say. Number two, you needed go to store and little bit spend money. Everybody have the budget of the months. I prefer you grab this budget of whole months. We're in our house budget by 2 weeks. I'm talking about half a month, how my husband have paycheck. But this time you needed go to the store and grab your whole money. Talking about if you get cash or you have credit card, grab your credit card. And don't worry, for beginning it's maybe look it's a lot of money you will spend it, but it's not. Overall you will see what is going on. You will spend less and less money on the food. In the beginning you needed to prep. Thinking about this way, you move to some kind of country, you doesn't have anything, you doesn't bring your pantry to your new house or to new country or something like this. You're going to store, you will be pick up a butter, you will pick up a maybe rice, you will be pick up sweets, you will pick up condiments, you will be pick up everything. It will be cost more money, but later it will be less. You don't need it maybe buy more butter, you doesn't need to buy good salt, you doesn't need to get maybe rice you already have. I'm talking about normal diet. Same about in carnivore diet. Thinking about if you do have it meat in the freezer already, it's plus, but you still need to stock more on the meat. And this is number 2, you needed to go to store and start prep your food. Prepping, talking about you needed buy bulk of food. And again, my recommendation, do not buy big portions, like if it's like 2 or 3 things. If you know you like this specific meat, you buy it, but normally do not buy in the beginning meat if you doesn't know, like briskets or some kind of pot roast and different stuff. Do not buy this stuff in the beginning. Buy small portions, see what meat you like. And my recommendation, do not binge on a chicken, porks, on bacon. Bacon have a lot of sugar. All bacon cured in sugar. Try to buy right now like ground beef, butter, and steaks, different type of steaks. You do need to understand your flavor. What did you like? Buy different types, see what you like it. And this is number 2. Number 3, it's prep your food. It's such important stuff to prep your food on carnivore diet. I cannot explore myself to tell you how it's important. If you don't prep your food, you will lose carnivore diet. You do not will be sustained on carnivore diet. You can go on a carnivore diet to restaurant. You can, but I promise you, it's needed to be 1% of your whole lifetime. You in the beginning for months or 3 months, you needed stock to homemade food. You do need to prep your food. You needed a bulk prep, maybe eggs. You need bulk prep your meat, burgers, and everything else. And this number 4, I will be say you kind of combine together. Number 4, start your diet, carnivore diet, on Friday or Saturday. Start when, or a week when you maybe have vacation, or a week off when no have holidays, you doesn't meet anybody, you maybe stay home and relaxing. This what I prepare you do, so you have time to prep your food. Normally take me on weekends to prep my food in a couple hours, but I know 3 hours or 4 hours staying and prepping food. I'm do something and I'm come back to check my meat, maybe if I have a slow cooker, or I grilling something. I grill really fast, for me, grilling really fast, but make burgers take a time. But I sometimes watching TV, or I'm listening some kind of YouTube videos on something when I'm making this stuff, and it's take it faster, but you need to have time to prep your food. When you will be familiar to prep your food, you will be easier for you to start understand what do you like it, what do you would like to prepare for next week. And I know prep food, it's cold and you need sometimes warm up, but I can tell you it's such much better microwave, or put in a stove, or put in an air fryer later on, rather than you always want hot food. It's really nice. Sometimes I like it prep my food kind of before dinner, we get this prep food and eat hot now, like for dinner, maybe a whole family, and everything what is left for prep food for next week, I'm packing in boxes, I'm packing in glass containers, it's stuck to my refrigerator, and it's work for us wonderfully. And I can tell you, if you don't prep your food, you will be fail. I heard a lot of people said it's carnivore, it's really expensive, and when you start listening why it's expensive, the first or whole months they're going to work and work for lunch, they don't bring food with them, they go into restaurant. Yes, in restaurant it will be so much expensive. First meal, it's expensive overall if you cook home or you cook in restaurant. I talk about normal meal with vegetables, with rice and everything. It's more expensive food. If you get this food and cook in your house, you will save a lot of money. But it's about when you go on carnivore, you only order meat and maybe order butter on the side, but they don't will be split you bills and said about, okay, she ordered 2 pieces of meat but she doesn't order vegetables or rice to this. They will be count like 2 meals to 1 paycheck, and it will be expensive. Some people said like men, like sometimes they eat a little bit more, and in the beginning I can tell you, you're going to eat more meat. You're going to eat more meat. You're hungry, your body hungry of vitamins and minerals, and you doesn't understand, but you will fat. It's like couple days later. For somebody maybe longer, but for us, for my husband and me, in couple days you will figure out she doesn't want whole burger. Maybe it depends on the burger size again, but or you better, like sometimes you do not crave at all for whole day, and later next day you maybe crave 2 or 3 meals, and you will figure out your body and you will understand you cannot overeat on a carnivore. It's another point. Let me coffee. Number 5, I will say, you need to understand what you can eat or what you cannot eat. And another thing what I will be combined to this too, you do not need to count calories. You do not need it thinking about I will be eat only this. And a few months, I will say in a few months or few weeks, it depends on your body. Eat when you want, and why it's important to prep your food before anything else. If you're hungry right now, I don't want you to go to fasting. Fasting come into you on carnivore naturally. You do not going to be crave too much stuff. You can go to hiking and you doesn't crave anything. You doesn't will be like really hungry, or your stomach start rumbling and want something, or you start thinking about food. You doesn't thinking about food at all. Carnivore, it's more simplicity, but you do need to understand what you can eat on the carnivore. And again, it's only, I will say, included meat, fish, other animal food like eggs, and contain dairy product. Be careful on a dairy product. I will say you can eat milk, heavy whipping cream normally. You can eat sour cream, you can eat some kind of yogurts, Greek yogurts, completely like it's sour cream almost. You can eat cheese, but all of this you do need to kind of test. In the beginning, I prefer you eat this stuff. Problem is this, what I noticed in myself to be in carnivore, I can eat cheese, no problem, but if I'm indulge in cheese, we're talking about just don't will be binging anything, but I eat a little bit more cheese maybe. I grab more cheese than usual. I notice I have a constipation. I normally don't have constipation. I never in my life have constipation. Only one time when I was pregnant with my son. It's another video will be make about this. But be careful about eating too much cheese. Eat cheese, don't worry about. But if you put a cheese on every meal, every food, you snacking on a cheese, you can have a problem. And be careful with the cheese. I prefer you snack and get a burger patty, and you patting your burger patty. And what I notice about in my house, they eat more better and eat faster, and I would say they eat more meat if you cut this burger patty on a cubes. Do not get this put patty and put in a glass container. It's kind of good, but try to cut them in cubes like a snack time when you pick up the rest of the chips at the store or something else they normally cut, for easy to you to grab and eat. When you cut your patties in the cubes, I noticed my son going around in the kind of in the kitchen and grab and put in the mouth, and it's more better than if you're really hungry. I will say you can indulge on the meat. You can't. On the beginning, maybe you will be eat more meat normally, but overall you will see when you full, you do not grab to the meat. Another thing, if you can notice, when you was a normal diet, I'm talking about American diet, and we are so stuck in a restaurant, like really stuck, like I'm talking about you overeat, you eat carbs, you eat anything like normal meal, but if somebody bring you dessert or give you chocolate, you always put in your mouth, and this is a point. If somebody show you after meal a piece of meat, I don't think you will say, yeah, I would like to get you, like, no, I don't want this. I'm full. Leave me alone. Same about carnivore diet. Number one, I think for me, it was craving go away. But I quit everything. I quit carbs. I quit any sweetness, any flavoring, any. I do not have a sugar by anything. I have accident couple days ago. I left hot dogs. It's not was hot dogs, it was sausages in my freezer, and I unthawed them and I cooked them and I grilled them. It was really due for my son. I done. It's give me no cravings, but kind of think moody. Really bad. I can tell you, I was feel bad. I was feel so down, and a day before was talking about how my mood little bit stabilizer, and right now I'm still in the whack. And I think about only what I changed. I was eating this sausage, and it's you thinking about, sausage was really pretty big, no big sausage. It was beef sausage I bought in a Sam's kind of long time ago, and it was freezing what we don't was eating. It's more big packs, and I eat I will say, I don't know, half of it, little bit. We grill, we cut in the cubes, we eating immediately, and we later pack everything was in the containers. And I was eating with the steak, and if you know, sausage is really good on a grill, where it's trigger, I believe, my moods again. But overall, I can tell you, I quit everything. I'm more happy. Do I think about food, or do I still craving something? I craving in my mind sometimes, and I craving only where I can tell you in the beginning of this video. I only craving when I have a bad mood, or I have some kind of issue with my son, or something going on. I maybe think about this, but it's not craving where I'm like really angry, become like I was really addict. I can tell you, it was really hard for me to do not have in my body something. I was struggle, like I tried before go out of sugar for a long time. I tried everything. I was researching. Right now it's working, and I will stay for this stuff for a long time when I can. I will see what is going on. For me, carnivore diet is lifetime. Again, I wanted to mention this, and we will see what is going. I don't promise us anything, but I hope this tip helping you guys, and I hope you enjoying this video. Give me thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and see you next video. Bye.